Fostering Equity at Falmouth Public Schools, Understanding the Equity Needs Assessment Results. This video will go over how to access the results and give you some tips to better understand the data from the Equity Needs Assessment. You might be wondering, what is an Equity Needs Assessment? An Equity Needs Assessment is a process for learning about the needs of different community members or groups served by the school district. Falmouth Public Schools conducted an Equity Needs Assessment to learn more about the experiences and needs related to equity of different groups in the district community. Now we'll go over how you can access the results of the Equity Needs Assessment. You can access the results of the Equity Needs Assessment on the Story Map site created by MAEC's Center for Education Equity. The Story Map provides information about how the Equity Needs Assessment was done and includes data from the Equity Audit Tool done by consensus teams, the climate surveys completed by staff, families, and students, and an analysis of district discipline data. The Story Map site lists the bright spots, which are areas of strength, as well as areas for improvement related to equity for the school district across 5 different domains or themes. You can go through the Story Map site by scrolling up and down or by clicking the links in the navigation bar at the top of the page. The navigation bar includes the 5 domains or themes of the Equity Needs Assessment: academic environment, inclusive representation, family engagement, work environment and leadership, and safety and discipline. Now that you know how to navigate the Story Map, we'll provide you with some tips on how to read the graphs and charts on the Story Map site. The Story Map includes charts and graphs to support the bright spots and areas for improvement for the different domains of the Equity Needs Assessment. Let's take a look at one example of a graph from the Equity Audit Tool completed by school consensus teams for the family engagement bright spots. The question answered by the school consensus teams is on the left side, and the bar shows how many schools rated themselves at different levels from latent in red to advanced in green. The blue part of the bar shows 3 schools rated themselves as established because they have a clear process in place for engaging families through multiple methods of communication. The orange portion of the bar shows that 3 schools rated themselves as emergent because they have some systems in place but could improve on engaging with families using multiple methods. The 1 school in red is rated latent, which means they don't have a system for engaging with families using multiple methods of communication. Now let's look at a graph from the Areas for Improvement for Family Engagement that shows data from the school climate surveys. There are 2 climate survey questions that connect to family engagement on the left side. The bars show the percentage of people who responded to the survey rated the item from less positive in red to more positive in green. For the first question, the bar shows that 8% of families who took the survey didn't give a response for the first question, and just over half or 50% of the families in the colors red, orange, and yellow were less positive about how often schools seek their input on school policies. Almost 40% of families who took the survey are in the green, which are more positive responses. This helps us understand that majority of families that took the survey want schools to seek their input on policies more often. Now let's look at the chart from the Discipline Data Analysis. This chart shows the different student groups in FPS schools and shows differences in discipline referrals, expressed as risk ratios, for these groups between 2 school years. Risk ratios show how much more likely it is for a group of students to be referred compared to everyone else. For example, for Hispanic students, their risk ratios for both years was about 1. This means that they were no more likely to be referred compared to everyone else. For students experiencing low income, their risk ratio was about 1 in the 2021-22 school year. However, their risk ratio increased to about 2 in the 2022-23 school year. This means that they were twice as likely to be referred compared to everyone else. These risk ratios help us see which student groups are receiving discipline referrals more often than others. If you have any questions, you can contact the FPS Director of Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and Belonging, Henry St. Julian, via email. Thank you.